Welcome, everybody, to this CIW doubleheader with two singles matches, the first being Ermac versus Frozone. So, why don't we get this going? So, this is a two-match video, and the reason for that is that Thursday I'm dedicating solely to the gut check draft, which you guys are not going to believe what's going to happen on that. I cannot wait. Now, for those of you just joining us, first of all, get your ass and go back and watch the rest of the videos. But before you do that, welcome to CIW. My name is The Colonist, and if you are here for the first time, I implore you to go check out the rest of my stuff, preferably Massacre, which was my great pay-per-view, probably the best pay-per-view so far. There's only been two. And there are a couple really good matches, especially the debut match. The quality was really shitty, looks way shittier than this, but one of our best matches we've had. So, if that's any indication, then obviously there's good things ahead. But Thursday, we have the gut check, which is our D-League show, and I'll get back to it as soon as Jillian finishes this entrance.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, from parts unknown, the Ninja.
Ermac. Looking to Ermac, who is... where's his stats here? Ermac is 2-4. However, he also has 2 Royal Rumble wins to his name. So, impressive numbers there by Ermac. He's really 4-4. He's won 2 Royal Rumbles. He's been in 2 world title matches. So he's been in the premier spotlight of CIW, and now is in this Mortal Kombat Battle Royal, which I'm excited to see. Admittedly excited to see. And Ermac, who's ready to get things going here. And now, back to what I was saying. We have CIW Conquest, which is this show, which we see every week. And eventually there will be a second brand called CIW Rebellion. But there's also making a gut check draft. CIW Gut Check, which is all original talent. It's not stuff it's not B and C characters like we mentioned in the description. It's actual stuff people I've made up and I found on some websites about stuff like that. But it is not, I have not, on any level, gotten it from somewhere, like it's not a reference to something, or it's not an actual character from a comic book or whatever the people we got. And speaking of, here comes Frozone.
And the opponent, from Mexico,
Frozone, who is also, I believe, on the Magnation D-League, one of the multiple CIW representatives. There's a reason that we have delegation in the Magnation, whether they know it or not, but they do represent CIW. Frozone, Waluigi, who's now on Magnation Blue's main roster, CIW delegate. Wario, who I believe is still on Shadow's team, also CIW delegate. And but anyway, the gut check is going to have all original talent, and we are going to have our team captains draft this coming Thursday, and you will not believe who's there. You're not going to believe. There's such a surprise. I cannot fucking wait until you see it, because you are not going to believe it, folks. Not one fucking bit. I'm going to close this door just to maybe reduce the echo, but this place is really echoey. This is my new place. I got it. I moved in yesterday, and there's still no internet, so I'm going to have to walk down to the actual campus of mine and upload the video from there. But anyway, Ermac versus Frozone, we're going to have that draft on Thursday, so stay tuned for that, and we're going to dedicate all of Thursday just to that draft. Referee John Clayton assigned to this contest, and here we go. And starts out with an Insecurity. What an explosive way to start the match out with an Insecurity to Ermac. Probably was not expecting that to be the forefront of the match. And now just a clubbing blow to the back by Frozone. And Ermac leaving the ring. Definitely was not prepared for the onslaught that Frozone was already preparing to unleash. Needed a second to get some air and throwing Frozone back in the ring. And look at Ermac taking his time, catching his breath. Smart idea. Make Frozone wait. Make Frozone think about what match he's getting himself into, who he's fighting. And smart move by Ermac. And Frozone now immediately going for a gut over the top suplex, I guess. We have now an armbar and a knee right into the elbow of Ermac. And Ermac still being taken for a loop here by Frozone. And Ermac now with a knife edge chop in retaliation and uppercuts, multiple uppercuts, and now blocked by Ermac. And Frozone, who does not have a match going into August Asylum, which is this Saturday from the Console Energy Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And a gutbuster there by Ermac, looking to gain some momentum going into his match, which is the Mortal Kombat Battle Royal. You saw 3 out of 4 of the members of that Battle Royal in the tag team match yesterday. Oh, a thumb to the eye. Surprising thumb to the eye by Frozone, who's at last week's Saturday night main event teamed up with his old rival Packard in a losing effort against the Street Fighters. Fireman's carry. Take a drink. 1 drink. That is all you need to take. I mean, if you want to take more, that's your prerogative, but I'm not going to be responsible for multiple drinks. I'll be responsible for the 1 drink. And launching Ermac outside the ring is Frozone, who has had a somewhat clear advantage going into this match so far. And Frozone now going for that same armbar and probably going to launch the knee into it. Yes, sir. And Ermac, who was, I think, maybe a little arrogant going into this match, but Frozone, who was out for a long time after getting his head smashed into a pinball table by Riddick a long time ago, went for a drop kick, instead countered by Ermac. And every time Ermac tries to mount some offense, Frozone's been there to counter. Frozone definitely scouting his opponent this match and telegraphed that backdrop, did Ermac. And going for another backdrop, this time landed it. Frozone not taking any of Ermac's shit. Definitely did his homework going into this match with Ermac. Did Frozone. We are here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Here, home of the Giants and the Jets. And now clothesline outside the ring, just completely over the top. Down goes Frozone. Ermac needs some time to recover here, regain his composure, but he also needs to stay on Frozone, because Frozone has shown if you give him enough time, he's going to come back and bite your ass. And Ermac now taking Frozone to the steel steps, now bashing his head, just viciously launching the head into the steel steps is Ermac. And maybe Ermac realized he needs to play a little dirtier if he wants to win this match. Frozone obviously beating him to the punch in every endeavor that Ermac has done, but Ermac does need to stay on it. Knife edge chops alone are not going to do it. Now launching Ermac onto the outside. Frozone looking to capitalize. And now a counter by Ermac. And so I'm ready to get back into the swing of things as far as college goes. I'm going into my senior year. I'm excited. I am excited. It's a little bittersweet because I don't want to leave. But I'm also going to see my bros who are going to do some commentary. So things are only going to go up for... What the fuck? That was an incredibly long... That was... okay. So that was a even glitchier Incrediglitch than we normally see. And Frozone wins. And in a relatively short matchup, Frozone, who got the better of Ermac pretty much at every turn. But I'm not even sure what just happened there in that Incrediglitch. That was like a super Incrediglitch and how glitchy that was. But whatever. I mean, Frozone, he's going to do what he's got to do. And Frozone picks up the win. Ermac, not a good deal going into his fatal 4-way match. And I'm just going to write down here because I'm continuing the stat book as we go along. Frozone, who is now 5-3, has one of the better records in CIW. Ermac now 2-5. And it's interesting how the two men who were in the title picture for the first 2 pay-per-views both have losing records. like fairly bad losing records too. It's an interesting stat, but your winner, Frozone. And here we go into the next match between Michael Corleone and Dave Chappelle and their tag team partners waiting with them. So we're going to see Michael Corleone with the Penguin go up against Dave Chappelle with Eminem. And hopefully this match will be a little bit less of a squash like the first match was. However, I thoroughly enjoyed the match. Frozone getting a surprise. I wouldn't call it an upset. I would say it's definitely a momentum shifter. And really the only person who's been riding the momentum going into that Mortal Kombat Fatal 4-Way has been Johnny Cage. He's the only one who's consistently been winning matches. He's won 3 in a row. Ermac lost. Noob Smoke lost. And between the Ermac Smoke match was just an abomination thanks to Noob Saibot's refereeing. So you can't even call that a momentum winner. So actually that's what caused this Fatal 4-Way to even happen. So Johnny Cage really the only one accurately with momentum going into this Saturday. And will that work out for him? I mean, he's the one who's got momentum on his side, and will that make the difference? Only time will tell. Now let's talk about the history of these two teams before the entrances show up, which may end up happening before I even start talking about it. These two had just a random booking tag match in which the Antarctic Mafia lost via countout, like every other tag match. So then they called for a rematch. It was going to be no countout, but then they said no, make it a regular match. And then they won by count. Antarctic Mafia won by countout. So then we had a no countouts match, which was vicious, and the Antarctic Mafia won via disqualification because they just started beating the shit out of Salt and Pepper. So then we needed something, and I will continue this as soon as this entrance is done. Here comes Corleone.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Accompanied by the villain. On the way to the ring, from New York, New York. From New York, Michael.
Okay, so when we posted on the Facebook page, okay, you guys obviously got to settle your differences and you got to do it in a no count out scenario, no disqualification scenario. So we polled the Facebook page, and the unanimous winner of what match type they should be in, steel cage. So we're going to see these teams in a steel cage match. Right now, just a one-on-one match between the man you just saw, the man of 3 New York's Michael Corleone, and this man, Dave Chappelle.
And the opponent, The Rock. From California, Evan.
So, after completely botching that, thanks Jillian, but Dave Chappelle, who's coming in, Dave Chappelle and Eminem, Salt and Pepper, apparently part of DX, which they've come out to this so many times, and look at, dear God, Dave Chappelle is fired up for this match. So pumped up. Eminem a little less excited, and maybe that's just because he's accompanying him to the ring, so maybe that's why it's happening. But Dave Chappelle always has that enthusiasm. Every time they come out together, he's always just super psyched about coming into the ring, which I love. I love the passion for the business that Dave Chappelle has. And Dave Chappelle, now let's do some stats here. We'll start out with Corleone. Michael Corleone is 2-6 in his career. Has only won a third of his matches. Only 2 wins to his name. Not the greatest. And one of those wins was a countout victory, a tag team countout victory, and the other was in the pre-show in oh yeah, here comes their explosions. Yay, DX, blah, 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 blah. But the other one was the first teaming up of the Antarctic Mafia and defeated the martial artists, I'm pretty sure, in the pre-show of Doomsday, way back in the day. Way back as in 2 months ago. So, anyway, so that's where so Corleone needs this win. Dave Chappelle, a little better record at 5-4. So he's got a better record to his name. far as Eminem goes, Eminem is 4-5, so combined 9-9 for that tag team. And the Penguin is 4-2 in his record. So Corleone and the Penguin have a combined record of 6-8, but have not. And other than the disqualification and the counter loss, they're, well, I guess you could say they're 1-2 in tag team action. Actually have a clean pinfall victory though, which is something not many tag teams can say they have. And that's sad, but that's THQ for you. But that's okay, because we're going to have that fixed. As you guys know, I told you that we're going to fix that. And we are. Now, tomorrow, I haven't decided whether tomorrow we're going to have a guest commentator or not. It depends on whether he's down for it. But it very well could be that he's just going to be busy like moving in and shit, so who knows? We'll see what happens. But anyway, back to this match. Here, me, the Colonist, by myself, Corleone, Dave Chappelle, a match we never thought we'd see. Ever. And if you had asked anybody who didn't know wrestling and didn't know this, like, would you ever expect Dave Chappelle and Al Pacino, old-ass Al Pacino from the third movie to be in a fight? I'm pretty sure nobody would say, yes, I would expect that match to happen. And so here we go. Referee John Clayton still here, because we're in the same arena. We're still in East Rutherford. And now, a roll-up. A small package by Michael Corleone. Is it over already? No. Kick out at 2 by Dave Chappelle. That would have been a sneaky victory by Michael Corleone. And Corleone, but that was really stupid of Corleone. Leave the ring right next to Eminem, who just stolidly drop kicks him. And does it again. What are you doing, Corleone? And Eminem hot in pursuit and a knife-edge shot. Referee John Clayton just allowing it. The Penguin not coming to help at all. And Corleone on the outside. Eminem attacking Corleone. The Penguin still doing nothing. And Michael Corleone gets into the mix. Back in the ring now. Back to the actual match. Dave Chappelle smartly staying in the ring, letting Eminem do the dirty work. And whether you like Eminem or not, or the fake Slim Shady, but a gutbuster there by Corleone. But whether you like him or not, sound strategy by Salt and Pepper in this one-on-one match. It was on the outside. Do take the advantage. Catch your breath. You know, you don't need to stay on him just yet, as far as Dave Chappelle's concerned. It was a smart move to stay in the ring. Conserve your energy for when he needs it. And nice snapmare there, and a drop kick to the back of Corleone. Could be it here. But it also was extremely early for that to happen. John Clayton getting in the mix. I don't know why. And got a knife-edge chop. And Dave Chappelle punching him for his trouble. So John Clayton needs to get out of town here because he keeps getting repeatedly hit. And now moving back, and Corleone and Chappelle with a set of count, an exchange of counters now, wrenching the shoulder, the left shoulder of Corleone. And fun fact, Michael Corleone, left-handed. But only in CIW is he left-handed. But throws his punches right-handed. So, I don't know what that's all about. And now another roll-up, but a rope break. Corleone looking to get some sneaky pins in here. 2 roll-ups so far in this match. And a counter by Corleone to Dave Chappelle, the star of Half-Baked, if you've ever seen the movie. And a clothesline into a bulldog. And we've always mentioned that Corleone is exceptionally agile for his age. And something to be admired from the man of 3 New Yorks. And a swinging neckbreaker there. Down goes Chappelle. Michael Corleone taking a clear advantage in this match in the early going. And the Penguin cheering him on. And this unholy alliance of the Antarctic Mafia, for the most part, is from... Holy shit! Michael Corleone with a step-up insecurity. That is a 55-year-old man, folks. That man is old, and he's using a step-up insecurity. That is quite impressive. And now a headlock. Chappelle did not tap out. But an impressive showing. And Corleone once again going to the side of Eminem. I don't know why he thinks that's a good idea, but getting in before Eminem could do any sort of damage. And I just realized I have no idea what my Al Snow tweet of the day is going to be. We're kind of running out of them. Like, I'm recording these faster than Al Snow can tweet. And it's unfortunate, but, I mean, I'm sure I'll find something else. I'm sure there's got to be someone else funny on Twitter. And I'll just have to scroll down to find it. And it might take a little while. I might use a magnitude tweet of the day. Oh, covered by Chappelle, and a kick out at 2. And I wasn't even paying attention. Corleone went for a cover. Chappelle kicked out. And Corleone, who is taking a clear advantage. Nice flying neck breaker. Holy... and Corleone impressing me with his agility in this match. And now Dave Chappelle going to the outside. And Corleone still in the corner. And that might not have been the greatest idea as far as Chappelle's concerned. He really should have done something. Suplex there. Should have stayed on Corleone. He's shown that he's not going to pull any punches, so to speak. And pulling up Chappelle is Michael Corleone. And a knee to the gut by Chappelle, who needs to really do some fancy flying here. He is an XYZ competitor. He really needs to get his game on. And now, and what a running shoulder block into the corner. And went for another one, but Corleone fastly dodged. And Corleone now with a... Holy shit! The power of Michael Corleone, an all-around competitor, as he's shown us. I'm thoroughly impressed. And another spine buster. Good God. And a cover with a second spine buster. Is that going to do it? 1, 2. No. Chappelle kicks out. The ever-resilient Dave Chappelle. And Corleone, thoroughly impressive in this match. Shown really why he could be a main eventer. If he had the right booking and if he actually continued to build on this moveset. If we saw more of this Michael Corleone, I could see him as a future world heavyweight champion. And I know, that's a bold prediction. But I still think it could happen. And now Chappelle, counter again, backdrop, take a drink by the Godfather, the man of 3 New Yorks. Cover again on Chappelle. 2 and 3. This time down he goes to a backdrop. Somewhat of an anticlimactic finish. However, not going to be mad. Not going to be pissed off about it. And where did that Magnation tweet of the day go? There it is. So, your winner, Michael Corleone, in an exceptionally impressive showing. I am thoroughly impressed by Michael Corleone as a singles competitor. And maybe he just hasn't been booked correctly. Maybe that's the problem. And that's kind of on me. Alright, so I'm going to give you a magnitude tweet of the day. If you have to ask me why I'm into shorter girls, then you aren't old enough to have this conversation with me. So... okay, Magnitude, I'm just going to take your word on that. So, I think you funny, Magnitude. Corleone with the win. The Antarctic Mafia with solid momentum going into August Asylum. My name's A Colonist, and we will see you next time.